Hey, what's up everyone? So, I know I've already recorded this video once or I've streamed it once, but the lag was pretty unbearable, and considering this is going to be pretty much my first video game that I actually do a review for, I decided I'm going to go ahead and just redo that. So I'm going to play through the first 1 and 2 chapters. Or I'm going to play through chapter 1 and 2. That's probably a better way to say that. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get on this. Oh, thanks for the hearts. Who's hearting me? I love hearts. Thanks for the hearts. Alright, so we're going to go with default. We're going to go normal because that's the hardest thing we could do right now. I could do the head start, but I'm just going to go with the regular new game. So how is everyone in chat? Who's here? Who's here? I'm wondering. Is it Matt? Who is it? It doesn't tell me anyone's here. Let me see. It says 0 views. Ah, Mitchell, hey. Thanks for making the chat, buddy. Not just driving around this time around, huh? Let me know if anything starts lagging out on me. You're my spot check. Ah, Buster. That's Buster to me, right? Alright, well. I guess I made it up, so Buster it is. Don't forget to smash that like button and comment and subscribe and stuff. You already did. Thank you. Thank you. So. Good deal. Appreciate you very much, sir. Appreciate you very much. So, you don't know too much about Final Fantasy, I take it. Boy. This game isn't necessarily the game to compare the original to. So, just a quick backstory. Let me set these over here. Quick backstory on this game. It does follow most of the original's plot points. However, it does deviate a good bit. There's a lot of filler, a lot of, stuff like that kind of, in my opinion, impacts the overall feel of the game. If they kind of would have stayed a little bit stricter with the original, it probably would have been a lot better. There's a new implementation of things that I'll discuss as we go through the game that kind of overstay their welcome and are overused for no real good reason. You'll get to see them pretty early on because they introduce them pretty early on, which is again one of those things. But it is a pretty good game though as far as gameplay mechanics go. The story, while it's relatively accurate to the original, like the first 4 to 5 hours of the game, the original game, is stretched out into like a 40 to 50 hour game. So I mean, there's obviously going to be a lot of fluff and filler and stuff like that, new things that just weren't there in the original, which is fine. I'm more than okay. Hey Matt, thanks for joining. I appreciate you dropping in, even though you have no interest in this game. But I'm excited to redo it and have it not be so laggy this time around. Very excited for it. Let me turn this volume down. I'm kind of monitoring on my phone to make sure that the frame rates stay up. And if they get too crazy, I'm going to shut it down. But here's to hoping they don't go too crazy. Alright. So, sorry, where was I? I don't remember. We'll figure it out. Ooh, how many people were in here? Matt, did you leave, Matt? Did you leave? I was up to 4 viewers, and then all of a sudden it's only 3. It's all good, I get it. He's not a big Final Fantasy person. Yeah, Final Fantasy though, Tuesday and Thursday every week except for my on-call week, which I've deemed Retro Week. So I'm just gonna kind of pre-record some things and start uploading them. But past that, I'll be doing Bloodborne Monday, Wednesday, and Friday until that's completed. Once that's completed, then I'm going to start moving the Final Fantasy or whatever games I'm reviewing to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we're just going to get through Bloodborne on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then we'll move everything else over to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'm going to cut out the Tuesday and Thursday.
You're coming with us. Nice and easy.
Don't think so.
So
Not bad.
woohoo! Level up.
Who in the hell?
So some of the voice acting in this game's a little rough. I don't like what they did with Barrett in this game, personally. I really wish it would have leaned real hard into that Mr. T vibe. It would have been so much better. I do like the voice actor for Barrett, but definitely doesn't fit the original vibe of what I would have thought he would have been.
That it?
So, he's such a crybaby. This looks really fun. It is a really fun game. It's a fun game, and it's actually really hard whenever you put it on hard mode, but you have to beat the game to unlock that. And then there's also essentially super bosses in the there's a VR version, or not VR version of the game, but like a VR in the game that you do like essentially training missions on. And those bosses are freaking hard sometimes. Like, I beat the Vice simulator, and that's pretty tough.
Let's go.
And I went to look at my recording of it or whatever. Like, I've got the achievement, I've got the trophy showing, like, the video from whenever I beat it, but I didn't save the video. So I was kind of a little let down from that. I was like, oh, can't even share that now. Like, I don't want to have to do it again. I mean, I'll do it. I just don't want to have to. It's a lot of headache. Now, Vice has nothing though on Rebirth. Rebirth was ridiculous. Like, Vice might have taken me a full day.
But he isn't a soldier anymore.
But the
Still, he's a professional, unlike the rest of us.
I don't remember what they called it. It was
This is a one-time gig.
something
When it's
friends.
done, we're done.
Basically, you play as Zack, a character you don't get to play as in the entire game, aside from like one fight, and Cloud, and you fight together to go through, I think it's 5 or 10 waves of enemies. But each enemy that you fight they're ridiculously like powerful, just very strong. Like, they destroy you. It's crazy. And then at the very end is the hardest, obviously, because you're running low on pretty much everything. It's a very gimmicky fight, which is probably the hardest part about it. Is just you are essentially learning this character's moveset and the special things that he can do in the hardest mode, in the hardest fight, or one of the hardest fights. But then there's another one where you fight as Cloud alongside Sephiroth, which is the game's main antagonist. And that fight's pretty freaking rough too. And then there was another one before that, which is also difficult, but not as bad, but very gimmicky. You get through the whole... It's basically the same fight you do with Zack, but at the very end, you fight Sephiroth, and he is just stupidly strong. I did definitely use the wrong thing. Let me check a few settings real quick.
Nothing to it.
Okay, come on. Once you get out of the battle, it kind of pauses a little bit instead of going to the menu. Okay, so battle settings. Let's see, one square for braver, triangle. All right. So throughout the game, you can find different weapons for each character. Each character has, like, each weapon has its own special ability, but if you use that ability enough times, you learn it. And when you learn the ability, you can just, have it, and you can use whatever weapon you like. I always like keeping the Buster Sword on. I like the aesthetics of it. I like the way it looks. It's the most nostalgic thing for me. And so I try to learn all the stuff as quickly as possible from each weapon, and then swap back to the Buster Sword. But the rate in which you gain materia slots, which is essentially the game's magic system, it takes a while to like it has a different. It seems like it's slower than all the other weapons.
Let's go.
All right. Hop on over. I try to run through this as quickly as possible. I might be able to get Chapter 3 in here, but I doubt it. I do want to do it within a 3-hour time limit like I've been trying to keep up with, aside from that one day that I did terrible because I got in late. Well, not because I got in late, but one of the factors. But
Come on, Cloud.
I'm going to try to keep those 3-hour streams for now. I will say, I really like the overall look of Midgar, which is the city that you're in right now, with all the 8 reactors around the city.
So how do we get to the
But
bridge above
I think Rebirth is far superior to this first entry. I think they learned a lot with this one, the do's and don'ts and the things that people want to see more of and versus less of. So that's good. Like, Rebirth was terrific. I loved every second of Rebirth. I mean, they reduced the overstaying enemies
Never seen one like
in that game.
But I'll manage.
Like, they used them just the right amount, as little as possible. Nearly not at all.
In 3, 2.
It was wonderful.
Who's there? Door.
I should have just worn that wig. I should have worn Cloud's wig during this whole stream.
It's over.
That's my line.
Oh well.
He's alone.
This is the one thing though.
We can take him.
Like, the game likes to hold your hand during combat with that whole
That's that.
menu. It's very annoying. Like, I just want to get to the game.
Then let's move.
He always knows just what to say.
Cut it out.
All right.
It's a good thing I know someone who can get us the passcodes. Pity no
If
one
anyone
else at
is
command
a
will talk
part
to
of
us,
a
but what can you do? Then we're good.
streaming group, share this link in there. That would be terrific. People love this game, or at least they used to.
I got this place covered.
No, it wouldn't. This hat is amazing.
So, you know Tifa, right?
I ain't never
It's
getting rid of this
not really
hat.
my business, but are you guys close?
I'll wear it till it dies. Yeah. So this game is heavily story based. So, you know, if you want to follow along with the story,
Are you ignoring me?
just know that I'm going to be talking throughout the cutscenes. Unless you want me to not talk throughout the cutscenes, I can gladly do that.
Tifa and I.
It's not busted. You're busted, Buster. Let's see. That is, oh, okay. Probably just a meme on my phone. I'm part of a meme group. It's a mean group of guys.
These sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir.
Girly?
We are currently investigating whether they belong to the same group that made the attempt on your life. Rest assured.
Oh boy,
our
that's President
inquiries will
Shinra.
not take
He's a
much
real
longer.
POS.
This punk's sole purpose is to drain the planet dry. While you sleep, while you eat, while you shit, it's here sucking up Mako. It doesn't rest, and it doesn't care.
So
You do realize what Mako is, don't you?
I have actually
Mako is
made
the
that sword.
lifeblood
It's
of our world.
nearly identical. There's
The
a few
planet bleeds
imperfections
green
on it.
Like you and me bleed red. The hell you think's gonna
And
happen
one
when it's all gone,
big
huh?
thing that stands out, or a
Answer
few
me.
big things that stand out. I'm thinking about
You
remaking
wanna
that sword
stand
again.
there and pretend you can't hear the
For
flag
those of you
crying
that don't
out
know, I
in
do
vain? I know you can.
weapons crafting,
You really
prop
hear
foul,
that?
or prop
Damn straight I do.
creation. No. He's not a POS technician. He's
that
just a
again.
piece of.
I'd worry less about the planet and more about the next 5 seconds.
Just so everyone's also
Save the
aware,
screaming
I'm
for
trying
later.
not to swear on my screen or stream because my son every so often wants to watch, and I want to be a good role model for him.
Our lives are on
So-
the line now.
You guys can do whatever you want.
You listening?
And once he
nerd?
gets older, I'm sure
One
that maybe I'll
false
change, or maybe I'll just be set in my ways at that point, and
Well,
I'll
so
just
much for
continue
having
on
Cloud
not
do all the
swearing on
fighting.
stream. But I think I'm
There are
gonna
some
not
places a sword
do
just
it,
can't
or at least I'm gonna
reach.
try not to. I'm sure I'm gonna let a few slip here and there, but
Just bear with him for me. would
just so we are understanding each other.
Should have asked for more.
So I may say some stupid stuff to sound relatively silly if I want to swear. I think I might say, "Oh, butter biscuits." Alright, so Barrett is essentially the ranged combatant of your group.
Gonna throw your
Very,
sword
very
out.
good
Let
with
the man with the gun
shooting
go to work.
things
These tin cans ain't got
like that. However, that's his charge shot, and his regular shot is much weaker. Takes a little bit of time to charge that back up. But every time you get done, press triangle, charge that up. It took some getting used to at first. Now that I'm pretty well accustomed to it, this game's combat system is pretty simple. But it felt real weird whenever I first started playing it. It was but it's interesting because it feels real weird, but it's not really. If that doesn't make any sense, it's because it sounds ridiculous.
How about I aim for your head?
So it's basically
Now that was something.
the original ATB system just updated.
What we have
So
here.
how with the original ATB system, your gauge would slowly fill up. Once that gauge filled up, that character was able to take a turn. Once they took their turn, then that was it. They had to wait for their ATB gauge to fill back up. You could do certain things to speed that ATB gauge up, but for the most part, like, it was pretty much just set at the very beginning of the battle. There were also things that could slow it down, but I mean, that was like enemies or whatever using or casting stuff on you to slow you down, like slow, haste, stuff like that. But in this game, the way that you raise your ATB is by attacking. You attack, and your ATB gauge fills up, and then you can release a devastating attack. And that's how you fill all that up. So it's basically just, instead of just waiting around, you're swinging your sword trying to fill that faster. I think that it still fills up even while you're just standing around, but it's much slower.
We can take this hunk of junk.
That hunk of junk is a heavy weapons platform. If we rush in,
If you want a character's ATB gauge to fill up
with magic,
faster,
that should give us an
then you need to use them more.
Try this. It's on you.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I got this. Keep it together.
Let's see. I'm gonna just keep shooting.
Give them hell. Of course.
And once they're pressured, they stagger.
It just had
Swap
to get
over to
back
the
up.
guy that's got the spell to take him out.
No time to complain.
Since I filled his gauge up a few times, I actually deal some damage to him, take him out in that first stagger phase. Damage taking damage in this game is basically unavoidable. It's not a game that's based to not be hit at all. Like, I mean, people can do it, I think, but 99.9%, 99.99% of people probably can't do it. Probably even more than that, I would wager. There are people that are insane at this game.
Gotta set the bomb at the bottom.
I'm okay at it. I can beat it on hard mode, but I mean, sometimes it requires like really thinking, because it's a lot of resource management, making sure that your MP doesn't run out or anything like that. I mean,
Scared, huh?
More like excited.
it is a skill issue, so you're not wrong. You are very technically correct. Though I humbly offer you to do so. Charge up. Just take that.
My turn.
There we go. So you can switch between your teammates in this game, which is wonderful. You could do that in the original, kinda. You could just skip until the ATB filled up the character that you wanted, but I like the way that they did it in this game. You could decide which character you wanted to or main as. So, I mean, for the most part, there are story elements to it to where certain characters aren't available during certain chapters and yada yada yada.
All right. Let's see if little Stamp really can bite the hand that feeds.
Pretty good the way that they handled it,
Go
but
on. Do the honors. Prove to me you're the
I mean,
man Tifa says you are.
it's kind of
That
like
you're
par
one
for the
of
course.
us.
If
Never
you played
said
the
I
original,
was.
you kind
I'm
of
just here for the paycheck.
understand some of it, but there's some chapters that are just completely unnecessary. I think it's chapter... I don't remember which chapter it is. I think it's chapter 12. I don't know. Chapter 4... No. 14? No, chapter 14. I don't remember which chapter's which anymore. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like that.
I'm fine. What about the timer?
Your call, Merc.
But let's go with 20 minutes.
Pretty cocky, ain't you?
20 minutes should be more than plenty. But there are 3 chapters that come to mind that are completely unnecessary. One being the sewer chapter, 2 being the graveyard or train graveyard, and 3 being the underground facility chapter. That felt completely pointless, and they should have stuck closer to the original. But they needed to add more content, which, I mean, that's fair. I just didn't enjoy any of those chapters. They felt very forced. Oh, crap. Well, that was dumb.
Let's turn this around. Hey, you really gonna make me deal with this on my own? We barely scratched the damn thing.
Didn't I tell you to use magic?
Maybe I'll pay more attention to the game.
Whatever you want. Just do.
Sounds familiar now.
Here it comes.
Get him pressured, keep hitting him until he staggers. I mean, that's pretty much
Gotta heal up.
all that you can do here. Whenever they far away like that, you want to guard because there's basically no... I don't want to say there's no blocking the missiles or like no dodging them, but I mean,
Hello,
tend to get hit
lightning
more.
magic? Do you even know how to use materia?
Of course I know how to use material. What kind of stupid
Alright,
question
so
is
now he's
that?
staggered, now I can... Ah, wrong button.
Deal with that.
Guess it's my
So he can use thunder, thunder's weakness. Ah. So the other thing that I dislike about this game is the scripted battles, which scripted battles can be alright,
Never seen this defense system.
but I wish that they would let you at least finish the stagger phase before they
Brilliant.
went into the
Bingo.
script.
Focus on that core.
Oh, now he remembers. Don't keep me waiting in suspense next time.
They do not do that.
It's my time to shine.
Or go down in flames. It's on you.
All right, watch and learn. Yeah, damn it. This thing is tough.
It wouldn't be much of a weapon if it went down easy.
Don't compliment the giant scorpion.
So basically, you gotta attack his little booty hole right here until that little thing gets destroyed. You really don't want to stand there too long, like I have been. But you know, gotta do what you gotta do.
You got this.
Let's do this. That didn't work either.
Watch it. Got anything you want to say? Funny way to ask for help.
Come on, get his booty hole.
Shit. Was just
I'm
about
gonna
to
hold
get
on
you
to
out.
that.
Wasn't expecting you to do jack.
Alright, it's pressured.
Yeah, baby.
Now's our chance.
Up
Get
the
everything
pressure
you've got.
pretty Ah!
After you.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right. Heal up and regroup.
So the limit breaks are awesome. I love using those, but in this game, they are pretty... It feels like they've scripted the amount of times that you can use them.
Don't overdo it.
Now, that's changeable by beating the super bosses in the game, but you can get a game or a weapon called, or a piece of equipment called the Götterdämmerung, and that will boost your ability to use limit breaks, or the frequency in which they occur, but also you start out with one. Now the limit breaks are pretty well really strong, but
You ain't stopping us.
Damn it.
dang it. Cloud falls
Thought you
unconscious.
soldiers were tougher than this.
Yes, that did not happen in my head. It just... I'm going for it.
Another barrier?
If we don't change it up soon, this thing's gonna kill us both.
Less talking, more shooting.
Definitely got to get Cloud healed up again because he just keeps getting knocked out. I mean, kind of my fault on that one. Definitely, for sure. I mean, mostly this entire play has been a little bit my fault, but, you know. Yeah, right in its butthole.
Watch the tail. You don't want to be hit by that
Alright.
laser.
So, what do we do?
Don't get hit. Take cover
I don't
behind
think
that
the
debris.
field generator is going to be a thing anymore, so that's good. Let me just heal Cloud up.
Let's switch it up.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Still in it.
Hide free.
Strike now.
Get him while he's
before it fires
pressured.
again.
Focus thrust. So anything focus based is basically doing building up their stagger gauge. So you don't really want to use that unless they're already pressured,
I got this.
which I've already done a few times on this one.
Gotta memorize the attack.
Just screwed up. I'll go ahead. Like, you can use it, but, I mean, it's not going to be nearly as effective.
Deal with that.
Come on, build it up. Oh,
Find cover and hunker down.
Again and again and again.
so this, I don't necessarily like this part. How the tail laser is basically just something you can hide behind stuff and avoid it. It feels kind of insulting to the original game. Like, you should just be able to not attack him, and he won't counterattack. Ah! Why do I not see that in time?
Find an opening.
Alright.
I got this.
Came in for your booty hole.
Gotta heal up. Heads up! Tail laser!
I see it.
Try
Take cover
again.
already.
I mean, I guess it makes more sense, but the stuff always being available doesn't make any sense to me.
Don't stop now.
I should have held on to that braver, because that second one didn't really do too much. Because I think I hit him whenever he was going into cinematic mode. Would have helped out a lot right here.
Damn it. We gotta take it out quick or we're screwed.
Oh, I am way ahead of you, Murph.
Gotta time our attacks just right. Hold out until you spot an opening. It's down. Rain hell on it.
Ain't gotta tell me twice. Need my help. Bring it home.
Great.
All right. Give them hell.
Alright, focus us. Ah, I didn't get it in time. Auto repair unit. Get out of there. Ah.
Don't overdo it.
And there he's staggered, then that should take him out. Cloud's gonna finish him off with a limit break.
Heal up and regroup.
Alright. And now it's time to escape. So this battle in the original game made me put the game down for a long time. Like, I was stuck at the first boss fight whenever I was like, I think I was 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there. I don't remember exactly how old I was whenever I got the game. I believe I was 7 because it came out in 1997.
You hear that?
And
Damn thing showed you
it was
how
a
it's
big
done.
thing whenever
Come on,
they got it
we've
for
gotta
me
move.
for Christmas. And I loved playing this game. But I was stuck at this boss fight. Like, I kept getting destroyed. But I had absolutely no idea what the world... Or, I had no idea what the word counterattack meant. So I just kept attacking him with his tail up. So it basically just destroyed me.
Sorry. Nothing to it.
And I didn't know anything about potions, didn't know anything about item management, yada yada yada. But, it was fun. It was fun. I didn't even know it was the same game that I used to watch my buddy play whenever I went to his house. I was like, this game looks so fun. And then I was playing this and got all the way out to the, I think it was the ship where Genova, you fight Genova for the first time. And I realized it was the same game. I was like, alright, this is
Do
cool.
I look okay? Help a girl out, would you?
But it took me a while to get there, obviously. I don't even remember how I
Hey, we'll link up
used
over
to
there.
navigate that
Look
game.
after Jesse.
Like, it's just trial and error and trying to figure out where to go.
Come this way.
But,
This
I mean,
looks
we had
leads
time for
straight
it. We
to
were
Barry.
kids.
Probably. I think I see an exit. Come on.
Alright. So head on over here. Climb up over here.
Back. Let's
I
go,
mean,
let's go,
I don't
let's
remember
go.
what this is. I don't think it's anything crazy useful. But, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I've skipped already as far as items and stuff like that and chests. Don't really need it. It's just the game on normal.
Time.
Shut up and climb. You're not helping.
And it's not my main
Just, it keeps me focused. I'll freak out if I don't
main
talk.
game.
Have it your
But I didn't want to do that to you guys. I wanted to start a brand new game, not run through essentially on this game's version of New Game Plus.
Barrett!
I've got you covered. Find us the way out of here.
But then,
Don't worry, I'll be
It's a
fine.
cool
I've got soldiers
cyberpunk vibe, though. They definitely did change the vibe from the original game.
here.
However,
We don't have time for
made it
this
a little
shit.
bit more anime-y than I was hoping. I mean, the game was anime style. I mean, the dude's got giant yellow spiky hair. But
Gotta get the hell out of here ASAP.
the other thing this game's missing is the victory dance. It's so satisfying in the original game to beat an enemy and then just be dancing. I mean, not really dancing, like you did like a little victory pose or whatever. It was just fun. But I miss that in this game. Like they've got it. Like there's points in the game in which you do it clearly, but like it's just not the same.
I've got this. Finish it.
Throws just a white ash to catch him. Yeah, pretty much.
No time to celebrate.
Get off me, a traffic cone. Yeah. Since I'm going through heavy potion consumption. I actually liked my other stream of this better, but since it's so choppy, you know, I'll just keep this one since it seems to be operating much smoother. So steel skin basically just improves your defense or whatever.
Was never in doubt.
Kind of not entirely necessary. Oh, you're getting trafficked. Yeah, that's what happened there. Traffic cone stuck to my shoe. These guys are slippery, so the best way to deal with them is to get into, what is this? I don't remember what stance that's called. You get into that crazy stance and you guard and then you can counterattack him. Took me forever to learn that for some reason.
Obviously. Get ready. Try me.
And now he's staggered, do emotional damage. Let's see.
Here it comes.
Let's
do this. Keep it together.
Need my help, do you? How'd you like that? You're up.
My turn.
There we go. So focus shot still does like actual damage, or like focus stuff does deal damage, it's just not as much. I already ran out of coffee. Mitchell, this is the coffee that I had earlier. So I didn't refill it right before the stream like I usually would, because I already had half a thing.
Sir.
But I ran out at the beginning of the stream. So I guess I'll drink water. I think it's good for you. I think. With the amount of coffee I drink anymore, it'd probably be best. Alright, let's try right here.
Come on.
Yeah, butt coffee. Butt coffee. Ew. Ew! Gross. I'd still drink it. Alright, let's see. So, the timer for escaping would have kept counting in a lot of these like cutscenes and stuff like that in the original game.
I'll take that as
I'm going to be doing a lot of comparisons to the original game throughout this stream, just FYI. If anyone doesn't want me to, I mean, it's a direct remake of it. I mean, there's good things that they did, and I really enjoy it, and there's bad things. I'm going to be using the OG as the comparison. So, that's basically what you get at the Bell. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely get butt coffee at the Bell. T-Bell. Love it, though. Can't get enough of that stuff whenever I have the option. Alright, so this is chapter 2 here. This is where it starts. So chapter 1 is basically just the destruction of that Mako reactor. Mako is the lifeblood of the planet. it's basically like, think of it like oil or gasoline or whatever. Like they're using it to use it for energy to power all their stuff and whatnot. So it's, you know, it's gas or oil. Like, take your pick. But it's also basically, literally, basically reincarnation juice. It's like two things die over here on one end of the planet, and they form together and create a different being on another side of the planet. So, I mean, that's the gist of it in a nutshell. You take all that away, and the planet corrodes and fades away into nothing. Think of the planet like a living life form.
Man, what is that? I've never smelled anything so foul. Oh, it's me.
So,
Gotta do something about
Avalanche is an eco-terrorist group, essentially, which is what you're part of at the beginning, and it just kind of, the story just kind of evolves from there. So, like, your original
They just keep on coming.
goals change vastly
Was it the Mako density?
by the time you get into the main story.
The
Like, the
blasting
entire Midgar section,
Figure that out later.
which is this entire game, you're basically just after Shinra. Well, okay,
Next time I'll have to bring a little pick-me-up.
you're basically just after Shinra, but, like,
How much farther do we have to go?
they introduce a few things way too early, and it kind of... they kind of blow their load
That's
a
about
little
as good
too
a place
soon.
as any.
Stand back then. I'll set the bomb.
But I understand why they do it, but I don't agree with it.
Let's take a hot shower.
Really wish they would have stuck closer to the original story
She's good to go.
for certain bits. Like, I can see why they changed certain things up because it doesn't really make sense. But, and I forgive them on those ends. Like,
Those doors.
Let that be a lesson.
see.
Gets in my way.
I guess where President Shinra is killed by the end of the game. Like, I mean, he's not actually killed. You end up having like a whole thing with him. You don't get arrested and then put in cells in the Shinra building. That's probably makes more sense. Like, why or who would come over and destroy, like, open the door for you? Like, how'd you get out of the cell? So, I mean, that type of stuff kind of makes sense. In the original game, it's like there's nothing that tells you. You just walk out and you see blood smeared everywhere. It's like, oh, okay, well, something came and let me out of my cell.
But what if it was?
What's done is done.
So I can get down with why they changed that. I don't necessarily like it, but I can get down with it. And it's not exactly a crucial part of the game, so... Though they did, in my opinion, kind of take away from the horror aspect of that moment where you're walking through the hallways and there's just everyone is
This is only the beginning.
brutally chopped or hacked up and killed and whatnot. So
nothing worth fighting for was ever won without sacrifice. Though you may not be crying out, I know you're in pain, just like the planet. But it's okay.
the Buster Sword
'cause
is
I'm
so
here
cool.
for you, to help take the load off your shoulders.
I sure do like me the Buster Sword.
Your worries, your concerns, and yes,
I was thinking about hanging it in the background, like over top of the green
whatever your
screen,
problem, I got you.
but it might look a little hokey.
So, what's our next move, boss?
That's easy enough. We get our asses home.
So at the end of this chapter is, so you end up getting on the train, you go through the train, and then whenever you get off of the train, that's this whole chapter. Now I may do a Bloodborne stream after this, depending on the time, but it might be a shorter stream.
Later then.
But we'll see.
Hey, I'd like my money now.
You can have it once we're back at base.
What do you think, Mitchell? Or Buster, you think I should do a Bloodborne stream? Make Matt happy? I'll send him the link and get him to join in. Because I might actually be able to do that.
need to tell you what this is,
Have him
right?
crap talk me the entire time while I fight the shadows of Yarnum.
Healing materia.
You can have it for saving my life.
Just doing my job. Nothing more.
Yeah. Fact is, I'm lucky you were there.
She's kind of a hussy.
Survival can be a matter
You
of
must
luck
cater to your
or skill,
fans. This is true.
and you can't rely on luck.
Yeah, he'd probably a little butthurt, so
Where's
he'd
the
probably
lid
be happy about it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll send him a link to it once I get that one ready.
You do know how to
I
use it,
shall
you do know what
do
I
a
was,
Bloodborne
right?
stream, as long as this chapter doesn't run too crazy long. I don't need the tutorial on the materia. I'm pretty well accustomed to it. I knew how to operate that before I even played this game.
Something extra for being so brave. That really was the ride of a lifetime.
That is pretty great what they did. They pretty much kept the materia system exactly the same. They didn't try to get fancy with it and change it up or anything like that. So I was very ecstatic about that. It's basically identical. Not quite. There's a little bit of stuff that they change up, but it's not called all material. It's called magnify. You know, stuff like that. Alright, so here is the first major point of the game that there's a drastic change in. And I'm not a huge fan of it at all. This was not in the original. And I feel like it takes away from the mystery of the game's antagonist, like the true antagonist, because it was like a slow build up to who this character was, and now it's just like, here you go, and it just kind of, I don't know, wasn't a big fan, is all I'm saying. Now, the other thing in this game that I really don't like is the forced slow walking. It's cinematic sometimes. Other times it's just feels like they're trying to make the game last longer than it really is. but I mean, all told, it only it takes up a few
It couldn't be. But then
few minutes at a time. But like, this is forced slow walking. This one's cinematic. But later on in the game, you're just walking beside characters, and not a big fan of that. Just have a cutscene through it if you're gonna do that. Like, just cutscene from one area to another. It's not that difficult. But if I'm trying to think back, I think that they took that out in Rebirth. There wasn't a whole lot of that from what I remember. I don't remember it being overwhelmingly prominent, which was great. That was a terrific addition, or subtraction. They pretty much just capitalized on all the good things and took away all the bad. Like, in this game, there was a lot of side quests that felt like they were just menial tasks that you had to go do, and they just felt dumb. But in Rebirth, like, all the side quests, all that stuff actually felt good. Like, there were like mini games and just, I mean, that game was jam-packed with all that stuff. Like, the main story was great and all, but the side quests and the like mini games and stuff like that, I didn't really want to get too far away from them. I kind of wanted to keep playing them, but at some point I did get burned out with just the amount of side quests. I'm like, there's just so much in this game, but it was terrific. It was wonderful. I mean, the game itself was still long. It didn't detract from any of the original content. It all felt pretty fluid. It was pretty open world. I was pretty happy about that.
The sound of her voice.
Let me see here.
there yet, the shiver of her flesh yielding to cold steel.
So this is Cloud's hometown being burned to the ground.
That which binds us together would be no more.
Not sure if they said that in
I
the
would be
game
loath
just a
to
second ago
live
or
in
not,
such a
but
world,
if you couldn't tell, that's what
which
he's
is
having
why I must
flashbacks
ask
of.
you this one favor. Don't worry. It's a simple
So
thing.
he's very enraged
Run,
right now.
Cloud.
Very
Run
hard
away.
memory for him to chew.
You have to leave.
Rightfully so. I mean,
You
he's
have to
got
live.
reason to be mad.
You bastard!
And now it's all gone.
Good, Cloud. Very good. Hold on to that hatred.
I do think that it was a good move for them to kind of include a little bit more of like his inner turmoil, like flashbacks of memories and whatnot, rather than just, you know, him being cocky and arrogant. Like he's got some issues that need resolved. He kind of had a rough go at things. I enjoy the fact that they kind of did that, and then like in the original you kind of only find out about all this stuff after the events in Midgar, and that's whenever like he starts really opening up about everything. But I think the fact that he has these like PTSD moments and
Man, what a mess.
very vivid memories, it's a welcome addition in my opinion.
We want to get our toys.
So that's the reactor we just blew up, Mako Reactor 1.
We can get them later, right?
Clearly things got a little out of hand.
Do what you like. I'm taking the kids.
Let's see, give me that chest.
Me too. I'm staying.
I like the fact that they got all these characters talking throughout this, and it's not just entirely them just standing around doing, you know, nothing. Like everyone's kind of in shock and awe at what just happened, which would be a very jarring experience. And I think that they kind of captured that pretty well, especially with the I don't remember what the name of the song is, but this is a song from Advent Children playing in the background, which is the Final Fantasy VII movie. Okay, so up here, this is the next part that I don't entirely care for. The introduction of the Whispers. The Whispers are known as the Arbiters of Fate. So they're trying to keep the events of the original Final Fantasy game in place,
You are too weak to save anyone,
and it appears
not even yourself.
as though that's being disrupted.
Are you okay?
Like there's something trying to actively change the events of what was going on.
I'm fine.
And who knows what that could be? All I'm saying is, you know, Sephiroth wasn't there
For you.
at the very beginning of all the other games, and now he is, so
That's
maybe
right.
it's him.
It's a gift. You know, for scaring those things away.
And how is he changing them?
Things.
Well, he's dead
Never
and in
mind.
the live stream.
Think of it as a memento.
If you read anything about the live stream, like there's a book about the live stream.
I
I
heard
don't
that.
remember all the names of the books. I can link all that in the next stream
How much?
to all the books
Well,
for
that
Final Fantasy
depends on
VII
the
to kind of get some
customer.
backstory if anyone's interested in
your
that.
case,
But
it's on
I
the
think
house.
one of the books is called On
Lovers used to give these when
On
they
the
were
Way to a
reunited.
Smile or something like that. But there's
Look,
books
I'm
that kind of
involved in
detail
things. Dangerous
kind of
things.
how the live stream works.
I'm sure
Like when you
have.
die, what's going
So-
on.
So keep your distance.
Wait,
And Sephiroth
you think
is
someone's out to get you?
assuming
Is that what
that
you're all
he's
worked
the
up
one
about?
behind it all.
Relax. No one's going to attack you.
Uh,
I promise.
he has found a way to manipulate
Hey, a Mako reactor
the
just
live
blew.
stream and kind
You
of
shouldn't be
try
out
to
here trying to
change
sell
fate. Now, we don't know exactly where they're going with this because Part 3 still has yet to be released. I believe it's going to be called Final Fantasy VII Reunion, which would make sense, especially considering they are sticking with R words. So Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and it's probably going to be Final Fantasy VII Reunion. But
What are they?
Final Fantasy VII Remake is less so that it's a remake of the original Final Fantasy VII and more so of the original events being remade
Blind?
You know,
is my
you're right.
interpretation of why they named it Remake.
Wait!
Nice meeting you.
So I like the voice actor for Aerith, but her voice acting is a little
Right now.
flat sometimes throughout this game. I mean, Cloud's is flat all the time, but that's kind of his character.
Let's go.
Alrighty, now let's get this game on. This is one of my favorite songs from this game, just the battle theme. When I first heard that, it was just so good. I listened to the soundtrack that they kept releasing, like demos of all the different songs and everything, and just they did so good with the soundtrack. This game doesn't hold back with that at all. It's enjoyable through and through. Like, just about everything I could just sit back and listen to, with the exception of Dubstep Alley. Dubstep Alley kind of sucks. Like, that didn't need to be there. Guess I can stop swinging at nothing. Alright, chippy chopping down. I did let Matt know though, when I sent him the link that, you know, there's no Bloodborne tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and give him Bloodborne, but, you know, that was the link I sent him, had clearly no Bloodborne. Sorry to change the subject back to what I was talking about earlier.
But the rooftops look clear.
Skip-a-da-bop-bop-pow. Oh, I missed the ladder. Missed the ladder again. Let's do this again. Alright.
Over there! Open fire! Shoot to kill!
So I'm pretty sure those bullets are pretty much unavoidable. I've always been hit by that. They're not there until you get right there at that ladder. So.
Target sighted! Get him!
It's all or nothing now.
I mean, if there's a way to avoid it, let me know in the comments. I mean, it would help me immensely throughout, like, the hard mode stream.
Don't underestimate him!
But I don't think there's a way. So shield guys are a little dumb. You just got to get behind them. And they're pretty slow to turn around. Generally speaking, they leave you an opening pretty much every time.
Nothing to it.
Confirmed.
Just wait for him, attack, roll behind him, and then chop him in half. Or I mean, hit him with the blunt end. Because even though you're killing these guys, for some reason they aren't being counted as killed. They're just being knocked out. Like, no, they're dead. Like, I was hitting them with a sharp end. I watched. Like, no, he's just knocked out. Yeah, okay. Ah.
You're out of your league.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Not looking good.
Shield front.
Let me just flee here for a second, if I can. Fleeing. Okay, sweet. High potion on me. Didn't realize that I was getting so low on health.
I'm set.
I think that he would have probably regenerated all of his health if I waited outside of the battle long enough. But I know that if you flee certain battles, or at least in Rebirth, they basically automatically heal all the way up, or a very high percentage, but I can't quite remember. It's been a few months since I played the game, and my memory's terrible. Like, I just erase things that I don't need to know every single day.
You're mine. That's that.
You're dead.
Brace yourself.
Alright.
Let's go.
I don't remember what level you find Cloud's first weapon, or alternate weapon. I basically don't use the magic in this game unless I'm on... Well, I shouldn't say that I don't use the magic, but... Since playing on hard mode, I've kind of learned to rely on primarily the physical damage. Magic damage is kind of like, you rely on that, it's not the way the game's supposed to be played. Like, you can play around with it, have fun with it and whatnot, but, you know, you run out of MP real fast. This game does not give you as much as in the original. Even whenever you're a maxed out character, which is crazy to me. Yeah, when you're maxed out, like, you basically only have, I think 100 and some.
All good. This way.
Okay, so this guy right here that I'm about to fight with the shield is this level's boss. So he's not exactly a hard fight. The only reason that he was even slightly remotely hard is because he had buddies. And he's a little bit faster on turning around. Quite a bit faster, actually.
Need a light.
But there's his weakness. Pressure him. Hit him with focus thrust. Basically just, once he pops that shield back up, get a little bit away from him, he'll do some dash attacks as you just saw there. Let's see, hit him with fire again. Pressured. Stagger him. And take him down. Oh, dang it, wrong button. Maybe I might have to do one more stagger phase on him. Nope. Got him. And that's pretty much the end of Chapter 2. So I'll take some time to get ready for the Bloodborne stream and get back into that. Because I do want to knock that out as fast as possible. But I did want to redo this stream because if you go back and you watch the other stream, and I'm not recommending you do, but if you go do, then you'll find it's A, very choppy, and B, it's just me sitting there going,
This Cloud won't be joining us after all.
No need to assume the worst. I'm sure he's fine. You saw him in action, didn't you?
so.
Guy's a soldier. Goddamn one-man army.
How's it going, Mitchell? You having, or Buster?
You think he's a
How's it going,
keeper?
Buster? You having a good time? Fun time off work? I appreciate you stopping by and checking things out. Keeping up on my streams with me. It's very much appreciated.
What the hell you been up to, huh?
Giving public security the runaround.
I actually can't put into words just how much I appreciate whenever you guys check this stuff out. Since
Nicely done.
I really do want to make this a thing.
Can't argue with
You know,
results, huh?
I want to expand, get better, branch out into a bunch of different things. I don't want it to be just one set niche game. So I think once I officially get into the swing of things and I've released my first review and Bloodborne's all done, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday will be the streams. And then after I get the streams done,
They were at first.
it'll take me a little
I
while,
saw them after she
but
grabbed
I'll
me.
be doing reviews on or based off those streams. I mean, I might tinker around with the game a little bit more, depending on what games they are, like talking like new games that need reviews and stuff like that.
Suit yourself.
But
Come on, let's move up.
that's my plan, is stream, review, and then in between do some like shorts, some hopefully comical stuff,
And the freight car too.
fun audio editing,
Lucky us. We've got a crowd.
or just silly moments in games in general. So let me know how those go. If you haven't checked out all my other content, I do have some short videos on here. Like, comment on those. I mean, well, you've already subscribed, but you know, like and comment on them. Like, that goes a long way. And you know,
Hey, got a sec? You're, holding up
I
pretty
lost
well, huh?
my train of thought.
Even after what we saw at the station and all over
But yeah,
Sector
like
8?
I'm a
and
soldier.
comment on them,
Wow. My hands are still
and
shaking. You get used to
hopefully
it.
that
Something to look forward
helps
to.
out quite a bit,
Or
at least.
maybe not.
I do think I'm gonna kind of try to find a place to share these around. I've got a few places that I go to, but
Little help, Dad, please. I can't stop thinking about
I need to be more active on those groups. I don't want to just go in there and share my stuff and then bail out.
You said so
So
yourself.
I'm gonna go in and look around. At some point, I'll upload some of these links whenever I go live.
You mentioned invisible enemies back there, right?
Right.
If you guys know of anyone that likes video games,
I'm
just
looking for
send them my
excuses for
way.
something that was
I'll
totally
take
my fault.
advice or
Gotta own up to it if I'm
suggestions
gonna
for
learn from
different
this and
games to
move on.
play,
Thanks,
because
Cloud.
I want to kind of
You're a good
expand my
listener.
arsenal for this. I've got a pretty good selection so far. I've got retro stuff. I've got Xbox Series X, PS5, computer, a retro gaming system, and you know, just kind of the works on that. I'm not really held back. I'm not constrained to any one thing currently. Now, if something changes, like, I don't know, PS5 breaks or the Xbox Series X or the computer, if the computer breaks, you guys are all going to know, because I'm not going to be uploading anymore. But
Everyone knows Avalanche only cares about saving
if it doesn't break, that would be terrific. So far, I haven't had too many consoles have issues like that, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to, obviously.
Law-abiding? Really?
Don't antagonize him.
In my humble opinion, that explosion was a message. A message to the bastards bleeding our planet dry.
So I think I was touching on it earlier, the music for this game, Nobuo Uematsu is the composer, and he was the composer for the original game. And it's like when he came back to this game, he went back with a fiery passion, because all of this music is just, I can't say anything bad about it. Dubstep Alley being the exception, because it doesn't fit the feel of the game, doesn't even sound like any of the original songs. I mean, there's a lot of songs that kind of are new additions. One being Hollow, which is actually, I do like that one, but I don't think that he did that one either. But I do welcome that song. It feels like a it feels like Final Fantasy VII to me. Like, it's a somber song. All right. So she's just going to basically tell us where the rails take a train, which is great information to have, considering you can't really change that. But she also will tell you, like, the points in which you're at and stuff like that. It's nothing crazy. The original game, I don't understand the point of it. I don't know if they just put it there for, like, a trigger moment to, like, make a character do a certain thing, or, like, tell the computer to do, you know, this now or whatever, or, like, load the next subtitle talk sequence. But this point kind of felt like pointless to me.
We're about halfway through it.
But
now.
I do like the fact that they at least included it back in the remake. I thought they would take it out because it served no real purpose.
Residential status, criminal history, all that and
No,
more
she
is
does add a little
automatically
bit more
cross-referenced in their
extra, or
databases.
a little
Public
bit
security
extra
wouldn't
stuff
have
in
it
here,
any other
like
way. Heads up.
more informative information.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
Our IDs are impeccable.
nothing crazy. It's still pretty pointless.
What'd I tell ya? Have a little faith. Won't be long till we reach the bottom. Relax.
Take a good look. It's because of that great big pizza in the sky that people
So this is the
down
point
there gotta
that
struggle to survive.
you would have walked up to Barrett in the original game, and he would have started this conversation with you.
The air fills with smog and the flowers die.
But it just kind of flows into it in the remake, which is
That's what's
fine.
always worked for me.
Well, that's all good. If you're only out for yourself. But the folks down there don't have the luxury of choice, you know.
Like this train, I suppose. There's only one way it can go.
And here's chapter 3. So, that'll be the end of this stream, and we'll go ahead and cater to Crybaby Matt. And I'll take care of some Bloodborne tonight as well. And I'll catch you on the next one. So, probably be chapter 3 and 4. I'll try to take them in twos, but later in the story, the chapters get really long. So, I probably won't be doing
Members lost 0.
2 chapters every stream.
Brighter future.
Because some of the streams are like 3.5 hours long, I
Lower
think.
your voices, huh? People are listening.
So that'll just be one live stream.
Now get
All
some,
right.
you
Until next time.
just be ready for the next
Peace.